Barracudas.com pace vehicle of the infield. They're in control of Jake Kiley and Jerry Mueller. The 46th and final Spring Classic comes to green. Jake Kiley on a hole shot to the lead. Grant Brown looks for third. Brown third, Robinson, Papini, Sargent up high, Miller and Reynolds up high, Kaler and Nottestead trending backward on the bottom early on. Grant Brown wants second, working over Jerry Mueller. Fourth is Magic Shoes Robinson, Papini to the outside of Stafford for fifth. Miller, Reynolds on the way, Nason on the way along with him. Jake Kiley stepping out to the early lead. Papini almost free in fifth, gets past Stafford. Top five free and clear. Here comes the 11 of Sargent for six to the outside. Miller on the way in the five. Big lead for Jake Kiley. Borchert and Reynolds touch of the corner. Borchert struggling on the bottom as well in the three. That in the middle of the field. Papini working on Trevor Robinson for fourth. Here's Alex Papini looking to the inside of the orange 99 for fourth. Miller looks to the inside of Sargent. Whoa, Papini and Robinson a dust up out of fourth. Papini goes to fourth, still not clear of Robinson. Sargent there on the bottom as well. Grant Brown looking for second. Papini and Robinson away up the hill. Here's Sargent. Here's Reynolds. Reynolds to the inside of Miller. Miller got pitched towards the wall. He keeps it steady. Robinson into Sargent, and he yellows out. Trevor Robinson and Randy Sargent end up in the wall together. A few of them got out of that. Then Josh Lundy found the wall, kind of out of nowhere. Around went Hannah Rayleigh. Around went Cody King. They'll both drive away. I think most of them will drive away. Robinson's going to roll it off the hill. Six cars take the inside. Jake Kiley will bring him, and if I know Jake, he'll bring him pretty quick. Yes, sir. Back to green. 8 complete, 36 to halfway. Jerry Mueller with some issues on the start. 49 to Mueller, didn't want to get up and go, and about stopped Papini. 3 wide on the back. Miller thought about 3 wide, thinks better of it. Miller hanging on by a thread. Allows Jake Kiley to get away again. Brown, Papini, Miller, bottle up. Nottestead wants to go 3 wide. Not a great idea. Papini into fourth. Brown better settle in. He does. Nottestead to the inside of Grant Brown. Dale Nottestead in the fifth. Jeremy Miller wants second. To the inside of Jerry Miller. Reynolds looks for sixth on the inside of Brown. Good close racing for second spot. Jeremy Miller halfway there. Nottestead on the way. The 5 is in second. Nottestead to fourth ahead of Papini. Here comes Max Kaler. Kaler on the back end of Reynolds. Reynolds to sixth. Kaler and Grant Brown go side by side for seventh. A third of the way to halfway. Nottestead for third to the inside of the 49 of Miller. Dale Nottestead will power to third. Reynolds and Papini go at it for fifth. Reynolds to the inside of Papini. Kaler trying to clear Grant Brown. Kiley, your leader, ahead of Jeremy Miller. Reynolds on the bottom. Papini held up a little by Miller. That's going to help Reynolds. Top 3 getting away. They're closing on Miller in fourth. Reynolds has a fast car, and he knows that. goes X for fifth. Kaler right there waiting for a lane to move. Oh, Papini wiggles in. Don't know that he got much contact. He just wiggled into three. Reynolds the fifth. Kaler won 6 of the 17. Jake Kiley's led them all so far. He's got Fast Company closing in. Reynolds closing up on Jerry Miller for fourth. Max Kaler goes to 6 of the 17. Mike Byer has found his way forward into 75. Reynolds for fourth and 1. John Reynolds Jr. has got it going. 20 complete. Miller catching Kiley for the lead. Reynolds fourth. Here comes Kaler. Big Money Max in the fifth. Miller catching Kiley for the lead. Lapini and Miller ruffling feathers. Grant Brown's got a front row seat for it. Byer there too. Mike Byer in the top 10. Kaler gonna go after Reynolds for fourth. Papini and Miller get close again. Halfway to halfway, a quarter of the way home. Kaler to fourth past Reynolds. Miller continues to cut down Jake Kiley. Jerry Miller holds on to 6th. Oh, Kiley off the pace. Jake Kiley off the pace. New leader, Jeremy Miller. Kiley off the pace. Oh, Papini hits the wall. Kiley didn't go in. Which leads me to think it might be an electrical problem on the 13 car. It might be an electrical situation if he stayed out and tried to get it back going. It just died out of turn 2, and I think he thought he could get it going. I don't think it's a tire. Everything looks up. 20 laps to halfway, and the game has changed in the Spring Classic. Papini piled in a little. I think the 02 is okay. Looks a lot shorter than it really is, but we've lost a few cars. 1 lap from green. 13 of 20 starters on track. 13 of 18 starters, I should say. 5 cars out of the race. 22 laps in, so we are a quarter of the way in. Halfway break at 44. Jeremy Miller brings him to green. Kaler to the inside of Donestad for second. Reynolds there. Brown settles into 5th. A good move on a restart for Grant Brown. Miller pulls out to a little bit of a lead. Hannah Rayleigh back on track. That gives us 14 cars. 24 complete. 20 laps from the break. Field settling in up front. Everybody gets single file. 25 complete. Nottestead trying to set sail for Miller. Nottestead is right there on Miller for the lead. Here comes Dale Nottestead. They'll come up on Hannah Rayleigh to lap her in a couple of laps. Nottestad's got a fast car right now, giving it all he can to get to the 5 of Miller. Hannah Rayleigh to the infield. Leaders won't have to lap her. Miller in high. Nottestead aims it a little bit low. Top 2 getting away for the rest of the group. Kaler steadily in 3rd. Then it's Reynolds and it's Brown. Miller keeps the lead on Nottestead. Nottestead looks. Miller wiggles again. He's been a little high in the corners. Nottestead able to turn it like a doorknob out of 4. 30 complete, 14 to halfway. Miller in high and wide again. Nottestead takes another look to the inside, down the back straightaway. Jake Kiley back on track at a 13. Miller and Nottestead for the lead again. the very best going at it. 12 laps from halfway for Jeremy Miller and Dale Nottestad. There's Nottestad for the lead. Side by side for the lead in 3 and 4. Miller holds it for now. Miller takes it in low but pays the price. Gets it buttoned back in and gets back out of 2. 10 to the break this time by. 10 to the break, and they're racing hard up front. Kaler might be catching him. Reynolds closing in 2. Nottestad would like to get to the front before halfway. They touch for the lead. Here comes Kaler. Here comes Reynolds. Kaler on the back end of Nottestad. Nottestad settles back in. He'll take another run at him. The 8 laps to go till halfway for the top 4. Miller in way high again. Nottestad wasn't there. Top 4 under a blanket. And Miller rides it in high. Must be where it's most comfortable in that 5. Nottestad able to run it a little lower, and that's what you got to do. 5 laps to halfway for Miller, Nottestad, Kaler, and Reynolds. Nottestad might take one more look before the halfway break. He's there. Nottestad able to peek it back to the inside of Miller. Miller gets back down in front. Here comes Dale. They've gotten away from Kaler and Reynolds now that they've settled in. 2 laps to halfway. Sliding in a little this Miller. Here comes Nottestad. Dale, can he make a move before halfway? 1 lap till halfway with Miller ahead of Nottestad. Lap 44, halfway, Miller leads it. When they all hit halfway, the yellow will come out. There it is. There's your halfway yellow. The halfway yellow flag, which means the halfway break. The Cutest.com Pace Vehicle will pick up Jeremy Miller at the head of the field. They will bring the cars that are out here to the infield in front of you. As soon as all the cars are parked, they will bring the crews out. And it'll be a 10-minute clock on a halfway break. Some fast and furious action in the Spring Classic for the Big 8 late models, and you're not getting cheated with the guys up front. We're going to go down and talk to them here. Once everybody gets stopped, we'll see what they're thinking, see if anybody wants to try and change anything or anything like that. We're going to draw the 50-50 here at halfway, too. So if you got your 50-50 tickets, get them ready. $708 on 50-50. That's all right. You're making more than a lot of us here today, to be honest. Otherwise, you want to head on down, get you something to eat, something to drink. Go get warm in the pavilion, stuff like that. You're welcome to do that. About 10 minutes away from getting it back going. 44 laps to go in what has been an exciting Spring Classic late model feature to this point. I like the fact that we started with a slightly shorter amount of cars. I like that. Gives us a little room to stretch our legs here. Everyone else talking about sun a little bit ago? What's this stuff flying out of the sky? All right. Pace vehicle coming to the infield side. They will park them on the front stretch here, actually on the infield. And then you see up there in turn 4 up on the ramp, see all the crews getting ready to stampede down there and work on the vehicles. Of course, some of these guys might not choose to do on anything to these things. I'm not sure. Even though it's a shorter race for this place, it's still, you know, a little time if you get in a spot. You know, I don't know, a guy like Max Kaler, he got to 3rd. Maybe he's feeling pretty good in 3rd. You don't know. All right, get Shane Radke in the 52 parked. Get Trevor Robinson in a little bit. Get Radke in 2. All right, open the gate, I'd say. Here they come. It's as much of a land rush as it can be. You're allowed to adjust, but turn 3 got some folks coming in too. Tire changes require a penalty unless it's, I believe, a flat tire. Don't see any tires coming down. See the rack just in case on a couple. So the 10-minute clock has begun. We are ticking away the 10-minute clock. We're going to come down here, start finish line. We're going to get the 50-50 drawn. Then we're going to step out and see what some of these guys are thinking right now with 44 laps to go in the 46 Spring Classic. First car lap down. He is now just 6 laps off the pace, 1 lap from green. Stafford in the 7 is 22 laps off the pace. Everybody else from the 52 forward is on the lead lap. Jeremy Miller, your leader. The final 44 laps of the final Spring Classic coming to green. Reynolds right into second ahead of Nottestad. Nottestad back to the inside for the runner-up spot. Kaler and Grant Brown right there. Reynolds and Nottestad touch for second. Here comes Papini in the 0-2 car, close it up. To the inside of Jerry Mueller. Alex Papini up the 6, close on Grant Brown, gets in front of Mueller, who gives him a jolt. What a save by the 0-2. And we're going to push him all the way around the track. Miller getting away. Whoa, Burchard up on top of Beyer. We stay green for now. That was strange. Gregory Burchard may have to come in. Miller getting away in a 5 car. Reynolds and Nottestad wrestle for second. Kaler right there too. Grant Brown closing in on the leaders. Miller running away from everybody else. Sargent back in the fold of the 11 car, looking to the inside of Jerry Mueller. You got to wonder how the left rear of Mike Byers feeling after being a ramp for Gregory Burchard. Nottestad and Reynolds still wrestle for second. Kaler right there looking for a lane to move. 50 laps up. 38 to go for Jeremy Miller. Reynolds and Nottestad lead in. John Reynolds Jr. back to second. Up the hill goes Reynolds on his own. Oh, they lead for second, very close. Side by side, door to door. Here comes Kaler. Oh, they're almost 3 wide. Max Kaler into 3rd. Kaler all over Dale Nottestad for second. Miller running away. Top 5 have gotten away. Papini in 6, Miller 7th, Sargent 8th, Beyer 9th. Cody King rounds out the top 10. Kaler and Nottestad touch. Nottestad pinched it pretty tight on Kaler. Side by side, these two have done this a lot. Reynolds right there. 34 laps to go. A straightaway lead for Jeremy Miller in the 5. Dale Nottestad back to second. Papini giving up a little in 2. Meaning that car is letting him down just a pinch in the corner, really tight. Sargent battling Miller, who wants another piece of Papini. 30 laps to go this time by. 58 up, 30 to go for the Flying Five. Nottestead now is settled in. He's getting away from Max Kaler. Kaler now is going to have Reynolds run up on him in the X car. John Reynolds Jr. wants third. Grant Brown alone in fifth. Papini's got to hold on to sixth with Miller and Sargent right behind him. Meyer ninth, Cody King 10th, Shane Radke wants 10th, closing up on a 52. Reynolds all over Kaler. Nottestead setting sail, trying to get to Miller before it's too late. Robinson back on track in the 99 with not a whole lot going on. Might just go right back in. He's gonna. Trevor Robinson right back into the infield of the 99 car. 25 to go for Miller. Kaler still holding on to third. Reynolds trailing him. The 5 and the 2 seem like the class of the field that's left. Reynolds all over Kaler again. Miller's going to start lapping cars. Close it up on the 7 is Jerry Stafford, who's several laps down. Reynolds back to the bottom of Kaler again. Miller and Papini and Sargent all pushing out of 2. That's for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Sargent working on Miller. Miller only sees Papini. Ahead of them for 3rd. Kaler still ahead of Reynolds. Side by side for 3rd. Reynolds on the inside of Kaler. If they get here, it's 20 to go for Jeremy Miller. Sargent to the inside. Miller really got his hands full up there in 7th. Jerry Mueller. They're all over the place for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Nottestead has not made a lot of ground on Miller. Miller and Papini out of 4. That's for 6th. They're close and they're door to door. Miller gets by him. 17 to go if they get around and back. Papini can't get to Jerry Miller. Sargent to the inside down to the 0-2. Papini falls back. 16 laps to go for Jeremy Miller. Kaler has gotten away from Reynolds. Grant Brown going to go after John Reynolds Jr. for 4th. A lot of lap traffic for the leaders. 16 laps to go. Sun shining on Rockford Speedway and shining on Jeremy Miller. 14 to go. He'll lap Gregory Borchard. He'll look to lap the 11th place car, Shane Radke, next to the 52. The battle soon to be for 4th with Brown on the 14 on the back end of the X of Reynolds. 13 laps to go. Miller running away, so now is Nottestead. Miller past Radke. Top 10 cars are all that remains on a lead lap. 12 to go. Sargent going after the 49 of Jerry Miller for 6th. Good run for Randy Sargent in the 11 car. Leader in turn 4, Miller pacing it down the 5. Battle for 6th on a 4, Sargent and Jerry Miller. 10 laps to go, 10 to go for Jeremy Miller. 10 cars on the lead lap. Miller's got a big cushion. He doesn't have to push it. Sargent wiggles. He and Jerry Miller race real hard for 6. 9 to go for Miller. Miller may get the tail end of the field one more time. Sargent Miller still racing hard. 8 laps to go. 8 laps to go. 80 laps scored for Jeremy Miller. Sargent and Jerry Miller continue to race hard for 6. 7 to go for the leader, Miller. Straightaway lead on Dale Nottestad. Kaler alone in 3rd. Reynolds holds 4th ahead of the 14 of Grant Brown. 6 to go for Jeremy Miller. Closing up on the 14 of King and the 75 Carabine Fire. Sargent can't get Jerry Miller again. Papini's actually catching him. The leader's catching them all. 83 laps complete. 5 to go for the 5 of Jeremy Miller. Sargent and Jerry Miller having a real brouhaha with 5 to go for 6. Top 5 in their own zip code. 6th and 7th. Racing hard on the front stretch. Miller's car on fire. Look out. Into the wall hard and the yellow's out. With 5 to go. What in the world happened to Jerry Miller? I know he was leaning on the 11 of Sargent and vice versa. But boy, that thing just went up in flame headed into the corner. Wow. The only heat we've had all day. That happened quick. Should be, I believe, 5 to go. Wow, it's almost like oil cooler or something knocked off that thing. Maybe from just a lot of beating and banging. Jerry Miller was in the 6th spot at the time of caution. So we will have us a restart. See if anybody can do anything with Jeremy Miller. So he went 40 straight laps, 39 I think technically, without a yellow in his second half. It's a hard hit for Jerry too. We'll see if he's all right. Ambulance headed out. Whatever he slipped in once it burned, I'm sure that wasn't an easy hit. Nope, he's out of the car. He's hanging on the wall. Jerry Miller is out of the vehicle in the 49, so he is all right. Don't know that the ambulance has to go. Looks like Jerry Stafford's car is stalled, might need a push. All this, all weekend for a 5-lap sprint. It doesn't surprise me that Nottestad went low, as we talked about. He's good low. Miller's washed high a little bit. Even though they made it faster, he still goes a little high. He can't pass him if he follows him. There they go. Top 3 trying to get away. Nottestad there. Papini and Reynolds race for 4th. Top 3 locked up. Miller up high. Nottestad might have a run at it. 4 to go. Grant Brown at 6. Might want to just sit back. Boy, Miller up near the wall. Here comes Nottestad. Dale Nottestad for the lead. Up high goes Miller. Nottestad to the lead with 3 to go. Nottestad to the lead. Miller high again. He might have a tire going down. Reynolds to 4th down. Max Kaler. Here's Kaler. 2 to go. 3rd place might be a good spot to be in. Kaler and Nottestad together. Miller and Kaler get together. 2 to go. Yellow's out. Yellow's out. Oh, man. Wait, I don't know. Like I say, Miller's pushed high a lot. But it almost looked like something was going down or something because he went way up to the wall. Max Kaler gets sent around. It might have got sent by the 5, which would send him to the back if that's the case. Not that the back is too far away, but boy, would it be a kick in the backside if that's what happens to the 5. Who was just coasting. He was going to win this Spring Classic. And 2 laps to the finish of the 46th Spring Classic presented by Cunis.com. It's all on Dale Nottestad now. Papini's already ready on the back bumper. Nottestead knows he's got to go. Reynolds and Papini leading in. Green flag, and we're racing. Reynolds into second. Papini right there. Reynolds looks to the inside for the lead on Dale Nottestead. Fourth is Brown. Fifth is Meyer. White flag coming. Reynolds in the back end to Nottestead. 1 lap to go. Here we go. Reynolds right there. Dale gets away. Brown wants third from Papini. For a third time, Dale Nottestead will win Spring Classic. Second to Reynolds, Papini third, Grant Brown fourth, and Mike Meyer rounds out the top 5. Wow. It's never boring when the Big 8 late models come to Rockford Speedway. Nice job, boy. And a hell of a race to the finish. They did what they do, man. We're going to talk to the top 3. Hang around. We'll open the pits as well. Holy cow. What a race. Wow. They're all going to sleep good tonight, aren't they? What a race. Badger Realty, Glassworks, AFS, Smithback Farms, Terry's Race Engines number 2. He is the reigning Big 8 Series champion, and he'll start the year on top. How about it for your winner, Dale Nottestead? Man, oh man. Congratulations. What a race, what a drive, what a day, man.
The car was awesome all day. My dad wanted to go to the bottom the last restart there. I told him I didn't see anybody going on the bottom all day. Reynolds kind of used me up, so I had to get him back. And then I'm on the last one. I'm like, I'm going to go for it, and it don't matter what happens. See what it do. See what we can do.
Yeah, you know, and you did it. And, you know, I'm thinking back in that long stretch of green in the second half. You mentioned car was good. You got out, but, boy, Miller just got out so far. That restart helped everything. And whatever happened to the 5, I don't know. But it's just persistence. You and I talked about this, I think, Friday night. Survive these things, get to the end. Who knows what's going to happen, right?
That's right. I love this place. It's awesome. This is great.
You get the win. 3 of these Spring Classic wins now for you, which is big. There's only, I think, 4 other guys that have done that ever, and you're one of them. And it takes a village. You got a lot of folks that help make this happen, right?
Yeah, my dad is awesome all the time with tires. Kyle Melton, Aaron Wilkie come down, spotter Ken Noyce, all my family, my wife, kids. Everybody helps me out. Love it.
Congrats on your 3rd Spring Classic win, man.
Thank you.
Dale Nottestead is the Spring Classic winner for 2023. Let's talk to the guy in second. He had a fast car today as well. Your quick qualifier today. How about it for driver X, John Reynolds Jr.? And you were right there with a chance to win it, man.
Yeah, we were. We were. Our team put ourselves in position to be in that opportunity. I just burned the right rear off the corner. You know, I just couldn't get off a 4, and I kept buzzing it up, but that hurt my entry. But you know what the hell? I took a stab at Dale anyway. Just didn't get there.
Yeah, you did. You know, but like we talked about with the fast time today, second place here after all this, and the way the weekend started, going to be pretty satisfying, right? When you sit back here in a couple hours.
Yeah, for sure. We got a lot of notes we can go off of with this new car, and you know it's fun to drive. I feel like I can get right up on the wheel with it, and very proud of it. Thank you to my dad and Bobby Wilberg and everybody at Jammer Racing Engines, Cole Lynn Metals, Stanley Steamer, Insurance King, and you know this one's for Chris. I can't believe he's here today. He lost his dad.
Congratulations, good work, team, and good work, John Reynolds Jr., second place in the X. How about the guy in third, Alex Papini in the O2 car? Didn't get it. You didn't get a pre-race intro, but you got that. Holy cow! On the top 3 after that, it's no surprise you were in the action all day. Some found you, whatever, but man, in that O2 third spot, you got to be happy.
Yeah, I can't ask for no more than this. I'd like to have been second, but it wasn't worth taking a chance letting the 14 by. But The old girl's tired. She needs some work.
How old is that old girl, by the way?
I don't know what year the chassis is, but I know this is the first race it's finished since short track of 2014.
That's 9 years. Good grief.
Yeah, so we struggled a little bit earlier in the week, just me adapting to the driving style of that this car needs, and then just being rusty. So I got here on a Monday night. We drove 16 hours straight through and been working on it all week at Austin's shop. Huge thanks to Ricky and Lynn for letting me drive this car. It means the world to me to run Rick's car. Austin and Fred for everything they did for me this week. And Rich Bickle, that Club Bristol, Gentlemen's Club. My Uncle Kelly, Mabel's Jackpot. Stewart Automotive. My wife Jamie for willing to do this deal. It's been a hell of a week. We didn't belong up here for a week, but we made it happen. And thanks to everybody else. Mater let us use his radios. He's been helping me all week at the shop and buying me lunch and stuff. So my suit don't zip up. And Nick did an awesome job spotting. And got some old gang back. Mike Ray and Big Kid and Jeremy and Gio. It's just real cool to just to be here. I thought we were screwed after that yellow come out, and you know we spun out over there. It's just so damn hard to pass. But I'm extremely happy with thirds.
As you should be, my friend. Alex Papini, third spot in the O2 car. John Reynolds Jr., the X-Car runner-up, and a winner of the 46 Spring Classic. How about it for Dale Nottestad?